I had all my first there. I had my first crush there. I had my first boyfriend there. I had my first kiss there. So it was a very, very memorable country for me, and it will always be. Guys, my goodness. I remember there was a night when boys at night started throwing rocks at our house.
Oh, here you are, face to face in this trashy bar. Another glass and I am going places, makes me laugh.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Ching. Today is Thursday, like I said, and I just put Alex, past tense, Alex to his first nap. It's currently 10:40. Welcome to a brand new day. I look incredibly haggard. I shampooed my hair yesterday and I have not straightened it because I shampooed it like in the afternoon. And I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep on it, so I might as well not straighten it today or that afternoon yesterday. So I'll do it this morning. And I am blabbing since Alex does not have his broth for his food, for his puree. That is actually what I'm gonna do. Excuse the face. I am about to get ready, but I just wanted to put all of his food in the pot before we get things going, or before I start to hide all my imperfections. Eye bags for sale, guys. Whoever wants them can get them. Anyways, we have some carrots here that he likes. We also have zucchini. All right, what else do we have? We have potatoes that I'm definitely going to add. Don't have zucca, or we don't have pumpkin, which he usually likes, or he actually likes, because it makes the broth a little bit more sweeter. But we don't have that. Mama did not go out to buy that, so does that make me a bad mom? No, it doesn't make me a bad mom. It just makes me a lazy mom. I just haven't gone out. Yesterday, Marco went out to buy some things, but I forgot to tell him to buy some pumpkin. What I have here is potatoes. So that's what we're gonna do. Honestly, I have no idea if I'm gonna be editing this because I look gross anyways. The house is just a complete mess right now. I just don't know where to start. But I'm gonna start in the kitchen and then we'll work our way around. So yeah, happy Thursday, y'all. Successfully able to clean up, which is good. It took me about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to just quickly clean up, and our broth is still boiling. And now it's time for a little bit of me. I'm going to straighten my hair really quick and put on a little bit of makeup. I am not going to change my clothes yet because my clothes are in, obviously, our bedroom, and Alex is in there. Problem is, if I try to open the door, it's going to creak. The door is just so creaky and it might wake him up, which I do not want to happen right now. Usually when I am doing myself, when I am trying to put on makeup or trying to straighten my hair, that is the time when Alex wakes up. It's like as if he knows what's happening, you know, like, oh, mama's sitting down, mama's doing her thing, so I'm gonna wake up now because it's the right timing. I just feel that he knows what's happening. Why am I using you guys as a mirror? I have like a mirror right here and I'm looking at you guys. Today's Thursday, so I don't know if me and Marco are going to be filming our podcast. Usually we do it on Thursday. If not on Thursday, if we don't have the time, we do it on Friday so that on Saturday we have it up. And so we'll see if we'll be able to do that. The thing is, let me just update you guys real quick. Thing is, the reason why, as to why we might not be able to film it, is at 4 o'clock. I have an appointment with the doctor right by our street. It's just a mammogram. I don't know. I feel it. I feel like a lump here. I have no idea. But maybe it's just my muscle, or maybe it has something to do with, you know, me stopping breastfeeding. Maybe it's the milk. I have no idea, but you know, Marco said that you should have it checked just to make sure, because it's a really, really sensitive part, you know, your breast, and you don't want to have any negative results or bad results, such as, you know, cancer, which you do not want to happen. The thing is, my mom, she passed away right? She died of cancer, breast cancer. But here's the thing. You guys are probably like, oh my God, yes, have it checked. The thing is, she is not my biological mom. So when you're adopted, you don't really know what problems your genes really have. Like you can't say that just because she died of cancer, you also get cancer, because obviously you're not really blood related. For me, she'll always be my mom. Kind of hard to know what are the problems, my real family or my blood family have, because you're adopted. So that's kind of hard. There was a time when I asked my biological mom, because I did a story about it and I told you guys that sorry, I keep looking here because I'm using you guys as a mirror. There was a time when I did ask her, like, wait, let me just put on my eyebrow. Should be good. Okay, so as I was trying to say, there was a time when I asked her, when I met her, I think like the second time, I asked her, so do we have any problems? Or I think I messaged her. Do we have any problems with, the family, like health-wise? Like what are the problems that I should look out for? These are things you have to know, especially when you're getting older. So she said, we don't really have any problems, sometimes asthma, which I don't have. And then she said jokingly, she's like, the only problem that we have, I guess, is that we always end up with a broken family. It's kind of weird to say like she has, like she's not like my biological mom. But anyways, she said that she has 8 kids and they have different fathers. So that's what she meant when she said that we always end up with a broken family. Those 8 kids are from different dads. So my dad is different from my my, what do you call this, my stepsister? No, not my stepsister. Is it stepsister? No, half-sister. Yeah, something like you guys get what I mean. So that's what she meant. But yeah, what was I trying to say? How do we get into this conversation? Yeah, I don't know what the problems are, but that's, as far as I know, there's nothing wrong because that's what she said. So I'll just kind of believe her. Honestly, I just don't feel it anymore. Maybe I was just kind of overreacting the other day because my emotions got to me. And I'm ready. What are we going to do? We are going to cook lunch in a bit. But I just wanted to get ready. It just makes myself feel a little bit better. Alex is still sleeping, thank God. What we'll do is just get up. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Let me just get up here and let us go on the couch. Wait, let me just check if the broth is still good. Okay, there we go. Let me just reply to my brother. All right, so while Alex is still sleeping, I just wanted to do a story time, okay? Because I know that some of you guys asked it and I asked if you guys wanted a story time of my life experience not in the Philippines, but in Papua New Guinea. I'll just do it in this video, in this vlog, because I just don't feel like doing another separate video for it because honestly, there's really not much to tell about it, but I will try and explain or share with you guys my experience there, everything that I can remember so far. Let's go back 1996. So in 1996, my mama decided to go to Papua New Guinea to be a teacher. So she was a teacher here, or not here, but in the Philippines, she was a teacher in Pasig Catholic College, PCC. If you know that school, I also went there, like elementary days, or maybe like kindergarten. I don't know, out of all the countries, but she chose Papua New Guinea. Maybe they were hiring teachers there. So, oh my goodness, Alex is waking up. So in 1996, my mom went to Papua New Guinea first, and then 3 months after, my dad, my brother, and we followed afterwards. And we lived there for 8 years. So I started my grade 1 up until 7th grade, which is like 2nd year high school. And then I did 4th year high school here. Not here. Why am I thinking like I'm in the Philippines? I did my 4th year high school in the Philippines. So from 1st grade to 7th year, I did school in Papua New Guinea. What was life like there? It was crazy. It was really scary. I went into a school where, it was an international school. That's the reason why I can speak English fluently. I'm not bragging or anything, but that's just how it is. Like, that's how I am. Maybe that's the reason why I don't really have an accent. When I speak in English, I went to school with people or kids from all over the world, from the States, from Canada, from Australia, from Indonesia. When you're a kid, you don't really remember a lot, but there are bits and pieces which I remember that I can share with you guys. And one of them would be, I still remember the first English word that I learned for the very first time, because of course, obviously, when we went there, I had like zero knowledge of English. I did not know English at all. Neither did my brother. The first word that I learned was blanket. And the reason why is because Papua New Guinea can be a little bit fresh. It can reach up to, it's kind of like Baguio. The temperature is really like Baguio there. I remember moving into our first home and my mom was like, Pao, can you get the blanket? And I'm like, what's a blanket? So blanket, kumot. So that's it. That was my first grade. It's something that I'll never ever forget. After that, everything is kind of just blurry afterwards. You know, first grade, second grade, third grade. I don't really have a great memory of it. Like I said, there are bits and pieces of it. I still remember my classmates. I'm still in touch with some of my classmates. Actually, we're gonna have a virtual reunion on the 16th of October, which I'm really excited about because I have not seen them in years and years and years. And there's Alex. Let me just get him real quick. I'll be back. All right, here's the star of the night. That was a quick nap. I think that was only 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour nap. Anyways, he slept longer yesterday and I noticed that he grew. He's like, I feel like your head, no, it's not. I thought your head was bigger than mine. Anyways, where were we? I was doing a story time with the people and then you woke up. Anyways, I was trying to say, where was I? What are the things that I can remember? I had all my firsts there. If you guys know what firsts are, but I had all my firsts there. I had my first crush there. I had my first boyfriend there. I had my first kiss there. So it was a very, very memorable country for me and it will always be. None of my classmates are there anymore because they all graduated and they're all back, you know, in their home countries. I left when I was around 15 years old. I left because my mom passed away. All I can remember is that place, it was really scary, to be honest, because we lived in a compound. It was called Ayura National High School. We lived in a separate compound from where my international school was. So in the international school where all my classmates were, it was a campus. So a campus of missionaries. So what they did is they wrote the Bible in different languages, not different languages, but languages in Tok Pisin or in Papua New Guinea. What I'm trying to say is they just lived in a different campus than me and my brother and, you know, my family, because my mom worked in a different school. She didn't work in a school where I was going or my brother was going into. Every time that we had to go to school, my dad would need to drive us to that campus, send us off, and then, you know, pick us up at the end of the day. My classmates, they would just walk home because, you know, they had their own home there in that campus. And it was kind of like a village, you know, it was like a nice village. Honestly, there were a lot of times where I felt like I didn't belong. My dad would pick us up and then he would drop us off. You know, my classmates would just walk home, that kind of feeling. So I just felt like I didn't belong with them. So yeah, my mom was a teacher there. She was teaching math, which is kind of funny. Why are you laughing? Which is kind of funny because I suck at math. I am not good at math at all. Excuse me, I'm trying to tell a story here. I failed math a lot, but she was a math teacher. My mom was incredibly strict, like really, really, really strict. I know that if she was still alive, I would not have kids because she is incredibly strict. She's like this because she's a teacher, but she was really strict. And between me and my brother, I was the rebel. I was the one always going against what she was saying. I was the one always going against her rules and her plans. And my brother, he was the good sheep of the family. I'm the black sheep, literally the black sheep. So he was always the one good in studying. He was the one always at home, always wanting to, I don't know, do his homework. But yeah, that's my brother and I am the complete opposite. I am more of, I want to go out with my friends. I want to sleep over at my friend's house. I want to hang out with my friends. I'm the more sociable type than my brother. Like every day after school, we had to do a study time. There was a study time where we had to study as soon as we got home and our study time ended at 9:30. By 9:30, you should be in bed already. So that's how strict she was. It was like military. And I would remember sometimes when it was our study time, I would be writing love letters. You know, I don't know if you guys were into that, but that was the time when we were writing love letters to our crushes and to our boyfriends. Oh my god, you lost my lipstick. Where is it? And I remember when it was study time, I would be writing love letters right below my homework, my math homework or my science homework. And my mom would be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, I'm studying, I'm doing my homework. And she's like, let me see. I'm like, no, you don't have to see because I was writing a love letter. Those are just the funny days. What would happen is that every 2 years, my family and I, we would head back to the Philippines to spend Christmas. It would always be December. Every 2 years, we would go home to spend some time with the family, December time, and then by January, end of January, we would come back to Papua New Guinea. Why do I say that it's scary and why it was a different experience for me? It was a scary experience because there were times when my mom's students were not happy with her because she became a dean as well. So she became head of the girls and there was a girls dorm and there was a boys dorm. So sometimes, you know, she would find out that there was a boy in the girls dorm and obviously as a dean, you're in charge. You should do something about it. So when she did something about it, the boys would get upset. Guys, my goodness. I remember there was a night when boys at night started throwing rocks at our house and it was like crazy. I remember just like ducking because I was so freaking scared. Local men were like throwing rocks at our house. And so what my parents did is we had this alarm, and the guard, or the police or whatever, the guard of that campus where we live, can help us. You guys, I don't remember how many times we had to blare that alarm for asking for help because of these situations. But it was not, for me, it was not a very safe country to live in, especially for women. And I've watched documentaries of Papua New Guinea where women just have no rights. They don't have any say because they're women. And I don't know if that has changed. I have no idea, but I watched a documentary about that the other year. Not the other week, the other year. And it's crazy. When me and Marco were watching it, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. That's how it is in Papua New Guinea. It was a great experience. Obviously, you get to be with other people. You were able to learn English. You were able to experience living in a different country. Then again, on the other hand, it was a scary experience. I remember when we would go out at night because we needed to, I don't know, have dinner at another Filipino's friend's house. When we had to drive back, me and my brother, we had to hide in the car like this at night because we were so scared. The reason why we were scared is because locals can actually just come out of the bushes on the road, hold like a bush knife and tell you, give me everything that you have. That's just how it was. That's how scary it was. That's what I remember about it. And it's sad to say, but that's what I remember about it. So did we ever experience getting robbed? Not me, but my parents. They were on the way to a teacher's conference, which was like 2-hour drive with other teachers, and their van in the middle of the day got robbed. They got hijacked. Is it hijacked if it's by car? No, it's not hijacked. Not hijacked. They got, what do you call it when people just stop your car and just rob you? Anyways, you guys get what I mean. Just Google it. They stopped the van. They asked them to go out, and my mom was telling me this, right? They were told to face the ground, like lay on the ground facing the ground, and they were searched all over. They got all the watches, they got all the rings, they got the money, they got the wallet, everything. Honestly, if I was there, I could have probably been raped because I know that in Papua New Guinea, the rape case is very, very high. And if you're from Papua New Guinea, I'm sorry to say this, but that's what I understand of it. That is one scary thing about it. I was never able to walk alone by myself. When you go into the school where we were in that other campus, it was a little bit safer. I can see people going out. I can see my friends going out at night. There was always this, like every Friday, we would have this campus, what do we call it? Teen Center. That's it. There was this building called the Teen Center, and every Friday, I don't know, teenagers would just be there hanging out, dancing and stuff like that. Not really a bar because it didn't serve any alcohol. I don't remember. But yeah, that's where the teenagers hung out. But me, obviously, since we didn't live in that campus, we weren't able to go to that every Friday. I was only able to go there when I slept over at my friend's house. That was the only time I was able to join them. But that is where I had my first kiss at the teen center. The moon was out, the stars were out, and it was just so romantic. You're a teenager, you don't really know what's happening in the world, but most important thing is you had your first kiss. February 22, 2002. What else can I say about Papua New Guinea? There were not a lot of Filipinos there, if you guys are asking where we live. In the main cities like Port Moresby, which is the capital city, there were a lot of Filipinos. And there were times where we had to go there because my mom had a teacher's conference and, they would meet up with other Filipinos. So there were Filipinos there. I just feel that it's always going to be a part of me that I will always remember because it was a special place. It was a very special place. It wasn't 100%, all happy and everything because like I said, it was scary. Most part it was scary. Would I ever want to go back? I probably want to go back for a visit, but only if my classmates are there. So let me just wrap this up because that's all I can remember for now. If there's something I remember later on, I'll mention it in another vlog or video. What I can remember is when my mom passed away. She passed away 2004. My mom found out she had cancer 2002. So she had cancer for 2 years. She would come back to the Philippines to do her chemotherapy. Sometimes she would go alone and she'd be with my cousins instead. But in 2004, when my mom had to do chemotherapy, my brother went with her back to the Philippines and me and my dad stayed because, it takes a lot of money, for the airfare to go back to the Philippines for us four. So it was only her and my brother. In those years, my mom would wear a wig, or she wore a wig because she didn't have hair anymore because, chemotherapy, because of that, you lose your hair. I'm pretty sure you guys know. So she would wear a wig. She went back to the Philippines to have her chemotherapy and we got a call and it was my cousin and you can hear my mom in the background and she was shouting and she said that she wanted to see me and she wanted to see my dad. And she was just shouting and you can hear that she was in pain. I will always remember it no matter how many years Why am I crying? No matter how many years have gone by, I will always remember her voice because that was the last time I heard it. Next call we received, she passed away, and so it was an ugly moment because I never got to say goodbye to her. I never got to say your last words, and it really hurt because when me and my dad, when we found out, we just broke. And so the last days when me and my dad were there, we had to sell all our things because one, we didn't have the money for the airfare, and so we had to sell most of our things there, actually all of our things. Other things I had to give away because, you know, why would I need to bring it? I think also the government helped us in a way because my mom was a teacher there, so they supported us. We came back to the Philippines and there was a burial for my mom. That was the life in Papua New Guinea. It was a very ugly but happy moment as well because it was moments with my mom and I'll always remember it. So sorry for getting emotional. I really miss her. That's it. I really miss her and I wish she could have at least seen my kids, but that's life, you know. We're not permanent in the world, so that's that. Anyways, enough of this emotional things. Yes, that is it, guys. That is it for our story time for the day. I don't know what else to add in regards to our Papua New Guinea story, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If I remember anything, like I said, I will remind you guys or tell you guys in a different video or vlog.
Kitchen.
Love.
Kitchen. And blah blah. Blah 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 blah.
What's the first thing you're gonna do when he chokes?
Alright, so but it's hard. Okay, so let's say that it's choking. First of all, I'll pull my mouth. What are you doing? This is not food, buddy. The food is on top of this. Alright, so let's say that it's choking. Pretend that you're choking. Alright, so let's see how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes, alright?
Okay, go.
Baby is choking. So you're gonna rub him very quickly.
You broke his legs.
And then you're gonna put him like this, and then
It's here now on the butt.
like this.
No, you have to hold his head like this.
I go,
Put his, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna go like this.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Alex,
elevate like
I'm
that.
trying to
And-
save you. That's it.
Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me want